Yo, welcome to ROIS Podcast. I'm Roy Spencer.
I'm Johnny Rodriguez, and then this is our guest, Aadit. Aadit, how do you know Roy? Because you guys sure seem really close.
Yeah, of course. So I met Roy like sophomore year in college here at Ohio State, and we actually pledged together in a fraternity. And then we kind of just got, along ever since. We had a lot of similar interests, and we've always been friends. And then we're roommates now, actually.
This is one of the best guys in the world. I kid you not, guys. Aadit Patel. As smart as he is cute, so like.
Well, thank you. I love the boost. I wish I heard that one.
Hell yeah, man. We got you. And today we're gonna jump in and talk a little to you guys about some stocks. So, I think just kicking it off, like I want to tell you guys a little about like what I did like throughout the week.
And also though, Roy is, he's not saying it because he doesn't want to self-aggrandize himself or whatnot, but he's incredibly talented and smart when it comes to stocks. He's made a lot of money, and I say this coming from a man who is poor. So, if you're watching this, you better pay attention, all right?
Well,
because we're learning together.
We are learning together. This is a show of a community aspect, and I believe that making money is fun, but it's way better when you do it with the boys. So we're here to learn, and I'm here to learn from you guys, and like we're just trying to like learn together so that we can all make money and get like rich together. That'd be fun. But as I jump,
gotta build that community.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been doing this for like 2 years, right? Just as with the boys, we talk about it. It's the perfect way to just share with the world.
Right, and if we could open it up, a larger
people.
community, better thoughts, better ideas, more of them, and then we can just find some like really good home run stocks, especially if we like can educate like some people on like cool and like good ways of like trading, and then they could start seeing stocks as well. And they could like do that themselves. They can like try to like talk to us about it. Like we just want to see people succeed at the end of the day.
And you can find all this. You can subscribe to our newsletter and whatnot by going to ROIS. What is it? ROIS investments.
Yeah, ROIS.investments33@gmail.com.
That's what you can email. We'll put it in the description, but we'll also have a link to the website, which is yet to be determined the name, but it will be there soon. So.
Heck yeah. Well.
All right, so I gotta ask real quick, why do you want to start out with Workhorse? Like, why is this such a good example for?
This is just like my favorite trade of like the week that I really enjoyed following.
Gotcha.
And I kind of just want to like walk it through on like what I was thinking, and then if you guys have like questions, love to hear about them and stuff. But like
oh, I will
getting you guys going on stuff. But today we're detailing this company called Workhorse, which is actually started here in Loveland, Ohio, which is roughly 40 minutes away from Columbus, where we go to school. And this company got big right around the time of like. Right before COVID, and they announced that they had a potential deal with USPS, and that kind of like explains like a little bit of their chart movement where it increases like around here, and then it was just kind of like getting a little bit more and more hype, and a lot of EVs at this point were really popping up, and they were in favor in the market, and it did its regular like increases and contractions. What
is an EV?
Like electrical vehicle.
Oh, okay.
Actually, Audit knows a lot about electrical vehicles.
Yeah, I used to.
That would make sense.
I was really into Tesla, so I used to learn all about the different ones and their competition. But
you used to be what with Tesla? What'd you say?
So when like 2 years ago, like I was really into Tesla. I was trying to convince my parents to invest into it. Unfortunately, I wasn't successful.
I've been there.
But I was like, I was just doing research on artificial intelligence at the time at OSU. So I was really interested in learning about like how they, do their artificial intelligence system to have automatic self-driving.
Right.
And so
we got a real genius here.
Could have looked at different competition, that other companies also had. So yeah, I would say I'm more into like the software. I don't know, like I'm interested in just like cars and like like good, well-built cars and stuff. So not like just like a basic level, but I definitely do like it.
Definitely, but like I think we're gonna just hop right back in.
Yeah, I had a question about this. So exactly, you said they worked with Amazon, right? What do they do?
No, I didn't say they worked with like Amazon.
Do they not?
I
Or they
like
with
this company did not.
USPS, right? They had a deal.
They had a deal with USPS.
Yeah. So
and so
what
like
do they exactly do?
their deal was to deliver like a large bundle of like autonomous delivery vehicles which is what their specialty is. Like they create autonomous delivery vehicles for the USPS, and so like the future of like shipping and logistics is just with like no drivers and things can be shipped around like really quickly. And so like when they announced news like that, their stock initially got like a lot of like publicity, like blowing up like hundreds of percent all the way up to like an 800 fix up here. And like then it was in COVID and people were just kind of, EVs were in very big favor at that point, so it, had moments of very big like peaks and troughs and leveled out. And I thought like I traded it through this level because I was just like a very big believer of it. I think like that's a really cool idea, and I like their like just model behind it. But followed it and then like rode like the ups and the downs, and then I thought like I really had missed it because I traded it, like I ended up trading it between like these peaks, like anytime it got like around like 16 or 17, that was like when I knew it was kind of bottoming out. And then like just looking at like the peaks, like it like right around like 28, like 29 is like where it would always peak, so you wouldn't really go past that. And then you trade it in its cycles, and what I ended up doing was I thought like once it broke out up here to like the upside and got into the 40s, I thought I'd like missed it, and I was so upset with myself, and then it kind of just came crashing down. And here on this day, they announced that they lost the contract with USPS, which was what their entire thing was like based around. Their entire like hype of the company was just based around that. And they announced, and then they further had bad earnings over here, which like definitely tanked the stock, but like it's a very good concept at the end of the day. And I think that like with another like big announcement of a trading partner or something like that, like they could like shoot back up at any point. But as of right now, the reason that I'm trading it is because of the high volatility of like the options, in terms of like people will pay you more money to trade this down here at this level because of how volatile it's been recently. And it's not real. I don't believe it's going below this level because it got to this level down here and was going to make itself like kind of consistent, but then like they had like bad earnings and it sold off. But like I think like right around here is like where I'd want to like own it and buy it long term, or just like start trading it like the bottom. And
I mean, shit, how much more can it go down? It looks like there's not even enough room.
Like that's exactly like a good question. Like the company did grow last year. If you just take away like all the hype around like what it did for the USPS stuff, like which was what the inflated price was about, the company as itself grew last year and had like more advancements. It had smaller deals besides like the USPS one, but it just didn't capture that deal and got derailed from there. But I believe like it's a good company of like the future, and I'm going to stick with it. But the reason that we're trading options on it, and the reason that I traded options on it this week, was because I believe like it's down here and it's hit like its bottom, and because I still believe in it, I sold puts to the bottom side around like the 6 and around the 7 and the 8s, because like I believe that it wouldn't dip below that, and because the company had just gone through a massive like derailing of their price, the options were worth a lot, so it was a good return, or as we say on this show, a good ROI, because the return on investment per week was around 8 or 9%.
Oh wow!
Which was like just for selling puts, which is guaranteed.
And so what is a put?
A put is like if the stock is going like up and down like this, up and down, and you're taking this bet right here that the stock won't go below this price at a certain date.
Yeah.
And so, like, if it doesn't go below that, you just make passive money, and that they were offering that as an insurance because they're saying that like, well, the stock just fell off a cliff, and it just got like dropped from something around 41 to all the way down to like 7. Like, there's a chance that it goes down to 4 or 3.
Dang.
And so, like, they're paying a lot for that. Like, they're paying a lot.
Dang, that's crazy. It went from 41. Are you saying $41?
Yeah, the company was worth, at its like peaks, was like around 42, 43
Dang, that's nuts.
And now it's all the way down to 7. But it's really gotten derailed by the USPS loss of contract and then like just bad earnings. And
yeah,
but it's just, I don't know, needs to figure some stuff out. But I don't believe like it tanks too much below then.
Yeah.
What do you think?
8% volatility. That is amazing. Because
Yeah.
I don't really do option trading as much, but I'll occasionally check prices on different puts, and usually the average, like for what I would consider a volatile stock quote, is like 2-3%. You know, like you don't think so? Like,
That's like this one.
8%
This was
common?
like this is not common though. This went from like a change of being all the way up like 124% or 150% to being down like all the way over here like
Right.
down 48%. Like it's just like crazy, and people
crazy.
because of just like how volatile that is like that, and it's like that's such a crazy shift that like people are just like, whoa, like I need some insurance for this. And the sellers, which are what you do when you sell puts, are not willing to take on that kind of risk because like that's like really a lot of risk for like people like originally when it's thought out. But like I believe that it's hit like a price floor. And
So wait. So why did it lose its contract with USPS?
there's another company, Oshkosh, that beat them out for it.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, so
Did
Oshkosh.
that company blow up as well?
that company was like just like marginally up after that.
Oh, okay.
Like they're
That's
just like a
weird.
giant company.
Oh,
How much are they worth?
Not exactly sure, but like I don't think that's where it is. Like they're an established like market, and like
Okay.
those companies like Apple and stuff like that don't have giant returns on investment. Just to like
Right.
just kind of like make this like clear on why I like this is like like when it falls from 150 to like all the way down to like being down like 52%, that means like there's like more like the stock is very volatile at that point. Like it went from being way up to way down, and like people are wondering like what it's going to do next, so they're paying more
Right.
for insurance because they're unsure about it. And but we're saying that like no, it's not going to drop below that, and I really do think like $7.50 is like a really stable point for it. But I have
mean, that
more on
seems like a
that
great
in like
price,
an article
too.
that I have more on that in an article that I wrote and put on the website, and
We'll put a link. We'll put a
we'll
link
put the
here.
link right in the show, right below the show after that. But
Well, that's okay. That's pretty. That's pretty
yeah.
cool. How long do you think it'll take till it starts going back up? Like, how do you predict that?
You don't. You just like see that's the thing. Like this, just kind of like stocks like this, you kind of just like find the bottoms really, and you just bet like because of that. Like you don't want it to go super up either because like that takes away from like the low price like floor. As long as it's like hovering around
Right.
here, like you're gonna get good return. But as soon as it starts going up, you have to like match it. So it has to go up from like it went up from like 650 all the way up to like 8. Now it's at like 9. Like it's just like you don't want it to take too much to the upside because you don't want to chase
Gotcha.
the stock. Never chase the stock. Like the stock will come back down and then you trade it, but don't ever like keep after it because it just had like a massive like hit to it. So it's gonna
Right.
do like it needs to find itself. It's like it's fallen and now it's like gonna like stable out somewhere. So like, but as it trades to like the bottom side of the bottom floor around like $7.50, $8, that's where you can trade it.
So is this what you would consider like a bull market in a way if it eventually does like stay steady and then shoots up again?
Well, it's just like a part of like this recent trend with. I'll pull up another company.
Does a bull market have nothing to do with this?
I can show you how you might be right, but the thing is like
Okay.
with these EV companies, all of them, Fisker being another one of them, have all kind of just like sold off recently. Fisker being the blue line in the background. It's just sold off because of just like there's an initial hype around these stocks that were crazy, like they're going to change the world and stuff, and a lot of people like the reason it got this hype here around like the new parts of the year was like Biden was going to come in, and people thought that like his plan was going to really like boost the EV stocks, and they just got overinflated like too quickly.
What did they? Why did they think that? Did he
Because
say
like
something?
just like there's just like people are looking for the next best thing, and this is like this is like a promising company, and with like Biden coming in, they thought that he was going to promise.
But why Biden?
Biden was like super EV like heavy, like they thought like he was like environmentalist.
Gotcha.
and like he would like definitely like want to boost stocks like that, which he has, but like it just wasn't as crazy as they thought.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a lot of hype, you know.
A lot of hype. So what we're seeing here is like a lot of them have sold off recently. Not to like the extent that like this company did, because it fell off an absolute cliff because it just like lost its contract, which was leading into the hype, but it was just like a part of that. But I think like just EV markets in general might be reaching a bottom, and it might be a good time to like kind of think about those again.
Oh, that's nuts. I mean, I know there's a company that I have another podcast called Culture Eats Everything, and one of our clients, she was the co-founder of this company called May Mobility, and they were a startup in Ann Arbor, and they have autonomous vehicles as well, and like, but it's like Uber, or like taxis or whatever, you know, but like you just get in it, put in the destination, and then it just like whips you around. It's like a cool little cute looking thing. Yeah, so I definitely see it being on the rise.
Heck yeah, just like the entire EV market, and a lot of things are pushing for like zero emissions and stuff by like 2030 and stuff. Like they're definitely like part of like the future, and it's just like a matter of like when they're gonna all go off. But there's a lot of them in the market right now, so it's a potential downside to it. Like the market's definitely like overinflated right now. It's too many competitors and stuff. So a lot of these
for EV markets. For
yeah,
sure.
there's gonna just
all
like
the legacy brands are bringing out their EVs.
Yeah, and like you know, like just like a few of these are gonna have to go. So like that's what we might need to watch out for. But like I don't think anybody's like in like the business of like doing self delivery right now. Like self delivery in itself is like that's where this company's special. Companies like Fisker, like they're making their cars like that are like just trying to like compete with like something like a Tesla or something like that. But like
how do you compete with Tesla?
Right.
Like they're
especially
so big.
When it comes to like the artificial intelligence software for like self driving.
Right.
Like, do they have their own, or do they use like a
like
Google
they're
platform?
trying to like I think they're trying to like combine it and like work with a bunch of other people. But like Tesla has like their own stuff, right?
Right.
And just like that's like hard to beat.
Well, the thing is, Google has a pretty strong database as well. So Google has, with the combination Google Maps and Waze, has so much other data that like Tesla, like the type of data Tesla uses is everything generated from the car. The cameras are on the car, all the sensors. So that's like a very special type of specific data towards Tesla. And it could be very like much better. But then Google has
Wayfair.
Yeah.
They have their own like self-autonomous like driving.
Right,
company.
exactly. And Google Map, everyone uses Google Maps and Waze, right? So they have so much data about where to make proper turns, you know, or like where like how difficult spots are. So, you know, they could always work with like different companies.
Right.
Well.
I think that's what a reason like Apple could hop in this business as well.
Yeah, Apple would be.
That's what I like Apple in like the long term. You know,
I use Apple Maps all the time.
Yeah,
right?
That'd be a really cool deal.
That'd be awesome.
They would definitely be able to add a lot, and they're like very, very like they probably got the best AI and stuff.
I've never used Apple Maps or Google Maps. I always go to MapQuest.
Oh, really?
No.
You just print out the maps, like, you know.
It's like an adventure quest type of thing.
Yeah. I'll circle a big red X where I need to go.
Okay.
But yeah, man, I mean, that's nuts. It's crazy to see how much technology has advanced literally within the past 10 years. Right. You know, like...
And also another stock I kind of want to talk about since we're here is AMC. I think this is this is a big one. Everybody knows about this stock, but I just want to show you guys like how I saw it and where I made my moves and why, and just kind of like.
Did you call it when it went up? Like, were you? Yeah, so you were one of the people that made money off this.
I bought calls on it actually because like I saw.
Hell yeah.
This, but and buying calls for the audience is like when you believe that a stock is like set for massive amounts of growth in a short time period, and you buy calls on a company to like higher than what like the price is worth, and then you like have a certain time, and like if the stock goes up like incredibly fast, then like that, because it has a time factor, increases much faster than a stock's price would be, and that's what we're doing here. So you see this?
Can you scroll down a little?
I got you. That's a good call.
There we go.
See this here? Like they peak out at somewhere around $20, and like that was.
And when was that?
Right here, like this little like.
No, but like the date.
the date here was back when like the AMC and like GameStop and all of that tobacco was going on, and like it topped out here around 20, right? And then like it did its thing and it sold off and lost hype, but it's been kind of like pretty reliable above like like $6 ever since then, and that's what I'm saying the other company's gonna do. Like it's just about seeing like the pattern of it. They go up, they lose their hype, then they like kind of make a way back, and then like get beat down and stuff like that. But what ended up happening was like they're selling off like a little bit here, and there's more about this in the article, but they had like bad earnings and like but the good thing was like actually this is where they were talking about like releasing their earnings, and right before earnings they talked about like how like the masks were about to come off in like a lot of states, and because of that, like there's a lot of like hype around like these like what people want to believe in are like comeback stocks and stuff like that, and there's a lot of like hype surrounding this right now. And
the community
with like
there's like a big community for it, right?
Yeah, there's a big community for it, and actually Reddit is kind of like one of the like significant groups that kind of go into it. And right around here, like they was told that like they the mask would be lifted, and they got like a pretty good boost from that. They went from being at like 95% to around 177% of like an increase. Dang. They bounced all the way up from like $6 or $7 to like all the way up to 10 like 50 with like a high of like 14, but then consolidated a little. But this is where it got fun, because like this is where like the Reddit people like hopped in, and they pushed it up like one day, and then the next day they pushed it up a little bit more, and then they pushed it up a little bit more. But this day right here, and I want to zoom in, is like very significant, because like it deals in like a way of something that I detail as a breakout trade, which is you see how this red dot over here, and if you follow it along this line that goes across, it touches the top of the other green one perfectly. Yeah. Because of that, like that's known as like a breakout trade, and like as it was working its way up, like I don't know why, but these like are very like powerful movements, and as soon as it breaks above this, especially with the Reddit community behind it, looked like it had a very good chance of breaking out. So I just loaded up on calls like the day before this, like right as that ended, and I thought like maybe there's a chance like I missed it, like there's like big hype, but like there's a chance of a breakout, and like I just like I don't know, I ended up
took the risk.
Yeah, and I sold it like pretty early on in the morning, but it's just like about seeing that like it's just gonna break out. Like I don't buy calls too often. I think selling puts are a very safe way of like a very like solid return. But I bought calls here because I thought that there was a potential that like we'd see massive growth on the stock right after like that day, and it was. But like
that's nuts.
Yeah, I guess like
so
it's just hard to call like how much it will go up, because it's just like unknown.
Is there any correlation between, so you see how like where that line is right now, you see how it's not connected, the green, like right when it jumps, how it's not connected to each other?
Like this? Like here to here?
Yeah, right around there. And then over where on the other side, all the way to the left, it's not connected over there. Is there any like correlation between those?
I mean, like how it's just like a red dot?
Well, like, see how it's like most of them, they seem like, like almost like they're touching, but then right where it goes, like goes, down, like right, there's like a gap. You see that gap? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
I think that just means that it's like a large like change that the money had happened in a single day.
Yeah,
so it's like
these represent.
Yeah, it's like a bar. Like you got to think of each day as like a bar graph that shows you whether how much of the stock gained value or lost value, how much was like sold or like not sold. So
gotcha.
It's just like a bar. It's just like a bunch of bar graphs right next to each other.
And what this shows is like it like stocks trade, and then like they end their day at like 6, but then like markets carry on and stuff. Or they end their day at 4. Like that's the last time you can trade. But then the markets carry on like in the after hours, and this is like the day ended at 4 here, and then the after hours continued to sell off, and that's where it opened here. It opened it as after hours price, and so that's where it opened the next day, and it was significantly like down from where like the prior day ended, and that's why like you see a difference there.
I feel like once you start understanding stocks, it seems almost like fun, like a game, you know?
Right. It's definitely just kind of like fun, you know, you get to just see like cool things. Like it's just so funny that like, you know, you can make like a bunch of money just by being the best button clicker. You just literally have to be the best button clicker and like you just make stocks. Like and a bunch of money.
So like how you were talking about with what was the other company that we were looking at? What was the name of it?
Workhorse.
Yeah, Workhorse. Like that volatility, it's like in the crypto market, it's like literally always like not as much anymore as like, you know, a few years ago, but still it's so volatile and stuff. So like, do you know if the crypto market follows like any trends in the stock market?
They definitely like how I like trade cryptos is by these bar graphs, and like there's just like kind of like different things to like see within the bars, but like as I kind of like detailed, like breakouts happen at like, you know, very like symmetrical levels, and that's just kind of like how I see like cryptos and stuff like that. I see them as like,
you know, it's
go ahead.
Like I was gonna say, it's cool too because like if you're looking at like the ICOs, you know, the initial coin offerings for a token, and you're on their like webpage or whatever, you can look at their white paper for, you know, when new things are going to be released. Like for example, you know, Dogecoin. Mm-hmm. So started out as a joke, right? It was a meme coin, and they didn't have like a white paper, like, you know, like a plan for the future. It was just made, you know, and Elon Musk, I guess, you know, the guy loved it. So you can now buy Teslas with Dogecoin, but not Bitcoin. But there's another coin out there that's called Shiba Inu, and that's actually the type of dog that is on the Dogecoin, right? And it has a wolf paper. That's what they call it, to be, you know.
Sounds like some guy crazy from The Office stuff.
Ryan. Wolf. Yeah, wolf. Oh my gosh.
We're gonna start a new cryptocurrency
called the wolf.
Yeah.
And dude, and
yeah, definitely.
But bro, it's crazy because like they're about to. I forget what date it is, but they're gonna release this thing called Shiba Swap, and it's gonna be their own exchange. Damn. And which is huge, you know. And right now you can buy the coin for, you know, 0.00000 like I don't know, like 8 right now, I think, and that's kind of high. So I have like 20 million of them, because it's super cheap. Big baller. So
big baller.
Well, and that's the thing, like, I mean, bro, it was so cheap, and that's the thing, like, if with this kind of stuff, it's cool because even if it doesn't work out, there's a, you know, fucking $20 or, you know, whatever, like, but if it does work out, you're balling, you know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, you're buying yourself some yachts and stuff. Hell yeah.
And so one of the biggest things I would say for crypto in terms of like trying to find those kinds of tokens is finding the right exchanges, because if you're using Robinhood or Coinbase, you know, like you're so limited to, like, you know, however many they have. But with these other ones, they'll have. I saw one on there the other day called Poop Coin, and and I mean, you know, and a lot of the tokens on there are just, they're bullshit. But Poop Coin, actually, I looked into it, and you can actually see like it's the native currency for their website, but you can look up any, like, it'll give you a list. It'll generate a list of all of the shittiest coins out there. So I don't know. It's just like funny. Like there's just so many, you know. And I didn't invest in that or anything.
Or like ironically shittiest.
Well, the poop coin is really like. I think it lists shittier stocks than itself being shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. I thought it was just like all the coins that had some kind of a poop type of.
No.
Like turd coin.
That'd be disgusting.
Yeah, that'd definitely be a wild market.
Maybe that's the next hype, to go.
Maybe that's what they mean when they say
Bitcoin
bull market.
to Dogecoin. Why not? Poop coin.
Exactly.
You know that'd be a bull market with bullshit.
Exactly.
Right.
Dude, there you go.
That's a lot of bullshit.
Yeah.
Throw out that bull.
Yeah.
Can you stop record or sharing your screen? I want to show you guys some.
Heck yeah, I got you, man.
But yeah, so to the listeners out there, there's can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is CoinMarketCap. I come here to look at, the listings and how they're doing and whatnot. And I mean, this isn't the only one I use, but like, just look at how many tokens there are, right? And you look at the price, and I always make sure that it's not, it's like priced in terms of, actual like USD, not Bitcoin, because it's hard to read that, you know what I mean?
Right.
So like, for example, let's see. Oh, and this is actually a great crypto.com crypto coin. This is a great app you can download, and they're actually one of our sponsors. No, I'm just kidding. But it's great for like a wallet and whatnot.
Well, yo,
but
Jay, what you trying to like show us here?
I was gonna look for the poop coin.
The poop coin. Man,
yeah, I just wanted to.
I bet it exists, my dude. I definitely wouldn't doubt you on that. But
it does exist for sure.
Is there anything special to the poop coin?
No.
Dude,
no. But
I think something interesting that you talked about with me before like the show is like the fact that like you're able to trade futures on like cryptos.
Yeah, and we had a revelation when we were talking about that.
Right.
Because the app is called Bitmart, and it's really good. It's a good exchange because I was used Binance for a while, but the Chinese banned U.S. people from using it, so I can't use it anymore. But Bitmart is my new Binance, and so there's an option on there to do futures for cryptos. I don't know. I didn't know. Like I don't know anything about futures. Like,
wouldn't that be fun to like learn about though? Like
exactly, because I think there's a lot of money to be made, right, especially with your expertise.
Yeah, I think like that's like, and the fun thing about them is like options contracts with stocks. You need a little bit of money, but like for like, right, these like really really cheap ones, like to do futures contracts probably aren't all that expensive though. So. Yeah,
and you can just look at their white paper and see when. They're launching something like the Shiba swap,
right,
because that's when the price is going to hike up, like it always does. Right. Every time, at least I've seen it when I've looked at it.
Whatever happened to Shiba coin? So did it go up in price? Like, has it been just popping off recently?
Do you have like a graph?
Yeah.
Because I remember when it first came out, there's a lot of hype. Everybody was telling you to buy it.
Yeah, isn't that weird? Like, Here, one sec. Okay. And I saw this the other day. I don't believe this. They're predicting that it's gonna go. This one predicts that.
Wait, where are you seeing the predictions?
Yeah, it's still
the
on
what?
Your, it's still on like your coin. Crypto page.
Yeah.
Oh dang! I can't switch tabs. Like I have to go directly to the page. Otherwise, it doesn't follow me. Okay, my bad.
I think you can switch over though. You can if you close that tab and want to open like a new one.
Yeah, Oh, you're right. Yeah, maybe I should have done that. But here I'll go to the Shiba website. Just give me a sec. You guys just sit there.
Like, so what got you into the stock, and why do you like this one when there's like thousands of them?
It's
Millions.
because it's cheap. It's super cheap, and it's not a risk to me at all. And why not? But here we go. Can you see it? All right, so it's the decentralized meme tokens that grew into a vibrant ecosystem. But I think this is what I was getting at. I kind of forget sometimes that happens. But like how you were saying, the community, factor in terms of stocks, like with these kinds of things, with like a meme coin or whatnot, the community is everything.
Exactly.
Right.
Except for yeah. And look, they even have the community tab.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, let's look at their little
So
wolf
you
paper.
just kind of are like under the opinion, like, hey, this is pretty cool. It's got like a nice community to it. Like, let's throw some dollars.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I'm, putting in my life savings.
Right. So
I'm
these are
putting
just,
in
like, fun things
barely anything.
we could try.
And you'll be able to do NFTs, like sell NFTs and whatnot once the Shiba Swap comes out.
That's really gonna
Which
be
is
a
really
big
cool.
event for them.
Yeah, it's just really cool, So
that might be a good thing to throw
I think
a couple
it's
bucks into.
Yeah, I definitely think there's a thing.
yeah, and then
with,
and
investing in something that has a lot of support by masses, because like especially in crypto space, I think it's a lot about whatever the masses agree on is the next coin,
Right.
versus like being like, ooh, like this one gives you
100%.
as 5% more safer mining, or something,
Yeah.
like whatever
Right.
agrees on is probably the way to go.
Right. It's definitely
safer
a big,
bet.
Yeah,
big thing. So like this one looks like it could have like a really good like following, and just like it's got a good community. So like with definitely something like
Right.
like you said, it's like Wolf Paper is announcing that it's gonna like what do you know when like that's gonna come out, like its new like thing?
yeah. Let me see.
I definitely might want to be in for a trade on that.
I think you should just put it in now. I don't know if they have a definite date set. To be honest, actually, I don't know why I said I
If you
did.
get like a Coinbase
But-
wallet, right? Like I know it's not on Coinbase, but if you get like
Dude, if it gets on Coinbase, it'll shoot up. You should get it before
Yeah,
it
but,
goes
like,
on there.
doesn't- I want to trade the futures on that.
yeah, can you or can we just see the stock or the price right now, or the Bitcoin?
Yeah.
What is that? This it's been out for like a week.
Sorry, I gotta look it up real quick. Okay. It's ranked number 30 actually in all of the cryptos, which is not bad because there's a lot.
Okay, well, like I saw futures on. And wait, are we?
That's on Bit. That's on
what's, like,
Bitmark.
The name for it.
Oh look, it's actually up 22%.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Let's get the. Oh yeah.
So that's all we'll do year today.
But
Like all the cryptos within the past month, it dropped pretty significant. I actually got it when it was like around like right here, and then it shot up, and I didn't even think that was gonna happen. I just was taking a gamble,
Like a
and
stable
then
time to buy.
turns out
What's up?
What's
Well,
up?
I mean, like it's just following the path of every like other like cryptocurrency.
No, it's not though.
no, it's not though. It's not because like Shiba Inu, I forget if it's built on Ethereum or Bitcoin, like because you know how you have ERC20 tokens, which are like tokens made using Ethereum. Because like Ethereum is like I almost think of Ethereum and Bitcoin as like investing in Apple or
Like they're the best of
Amazon.
the
Like
cryptos.
even though
Yeah,
they are literally like the decentralized web, like and you can make smart contracts on Ethereum, but like Cardano, which is ADA. Have you guys heard of that?
No.
Okay, I'll show you guys this.
So this and like
Like
anything
that is kind of like related to Ethereum and whatnot, like
or
not anything, but like here we go.
but like things that
But like things that actually have uses, like those are ones that are great investments for the long term. But like that's why we were saying with the futures, like short term, like investing in these kind of early startups is, I don't know, you can
good like investment.
better. Like so here's Cardano. You see, it's not the
It
same.
definitely didn't blow up the same way.
Right.
Well, what's Cardano's thing?
Cardano is made on Ethereum. So here we go. I'll read it. What is Cardano? ADA. Cardano is a proof of stake blockchain platform that says its goal is to allow change makers, innovators, and visionaries to bring about positive global change. The open source project also aims to redistribute power from unaccountable structures to the margins to individuals, helping to create a society that is more secure, transparent, and fair. Cardano was founded back in 2017, and the ADA token is designed to ensure that owners can participate in the operation of the network. Because of this, those who hold the cryptocurrency have the right to vote on any proposed changes to the software. The team behind the layered blockchain say that there have already been some compelling use cases for its technology, which aims to allow decentralized apps and smart contracts to be developed with modularity.
It looks like that could be like a really cool stock to invest in, but we were talking a little bit about
it even helps
futures.
with agriculture
is it,
companies.
Able to trade it in like, the futures market?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I haven't, because yesterday was when I discovered that as well.
We should definitely try to look into this.
That would be so hard though. How would you even find any kind of a model to predict where it's gonna go?
What do you mean? You just follow
What do you mean?
You just it increased,
Yeah,
and you just try to figure out why. Yeah.
And right now everything went down
all of them,
pretty low. What I will tell you is this: I always look up for whatever it is. I'll look up the price prediction. I'll look up ADA
look up, the reason why,
token price prediction.
Behind it.
Well, you can click on. I look at multiple of them because they're different, but they tend to be pretty similar in the same way. They have experts, but the thing is sometimes the experts are
for a year from now.
It has a 24-hour forecast of what the price prediction is going to be all the way to, so it shows each year, shows months. You just got to look you got to find the right websites.
What's been the most accurate? Is there nobody calls it
Cointelegraph is a good one. I like that one. I can't even think about them off the top of my head.
I want to check that out because if we're gonna be trading the futures and thing is for futures contracts you don't have to buy them in any sort of quick way. You can buy a futures contracts out in 2022 if you want. The thing is all you'd have to do is say buy that on a lot of leverage, and if the company's worth 0.000004 cents and something, and you drop $100 into it and you're leveraged up on it, you're going to turn that and any sort of move into just massive cash. If you find that it moves any sort of percentage much higher,
Dude, it's crazy. It's we're looking back in time when the internet started booming, but with a different kind of internet in a way.
A new perspective too.
With more shit, even more things that you can invest in and get a part of.
How can we use the people back then, the entrepreneurs, to make money and make their plays to compare to now where the internet is now?
Yeah.
Right.
The modern day.
But it's definitely just a bubble,
dude,
and some of these are gonna have to leave the market.
That's definitely what they're worried about.
Oh yeah.
So,
there's a lot of shit coins
out there, and just a lot of them are gonna get just kind of fall off cliffs. Right. But we're definitely, if we could be cognizant about stuff that is happening to them to benefit their upside in the future, that would definitely help drive their price.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
for anyone out there listening, don't make any decisions based off of what I say, when it comes to crypto, because I am just a person that researches it. I don't code. I don't, I like, but I do, but I look at
of like trading based off of what we say. Like we're not like financial like experts or licensed brokers, so like don't do anything.
We're just your friendly,
do your own research.
We're a friendly podcast.
Do your own research.
Yeah,
we're
do your
gonna
own
have
research.
an open conversation
Disclaimer.
with you guys about like your trades and stuff, and we'd love for you guys to send in your trade thoughts. So ROIS.investments33@gmail.com, because we'd love to like think about them with you guys and run through them with you so that we're all better.
Yeah,
in the
and we'll even have
like
callers.
send in any of them, like maybe you see like a really cool trade out there and like it's yet to go off. We'd love to be a part of that.
Yeah.
So
Audit.
Chemical engineering,
With chemical engineering, like what, like
what's our company?
what's our company, that you would like want to work
That I
for?
want to work for. Well,
or that you'd want to
Yeah.
recommend.
yeah.
Or that you want to.
Yeah, or that you want to. Yeah.
Well, I want to go
Both.
more into like renewable energy sustainability. So that's kind of what my whole focus has been towards. It's just work like applying to, because right now there's so much hype around this market too because of Joe Biden coming in, and like there's so many different aspects to it. Like people don't understand. People just think about like electric cars when they think about like the renewable energy revolution or whatnot. But there's so much more. There's like the infrastructure grid you have to build. Obviously solar panels, windmills, and whatnot. But then there's ways, like there's companies that are working just to make like the buildings we currently have more sustainable. Reduce, or one of the big things is in industry. Like there's so much energy, like 40 to 50% of like carbon emissions are from industry, right? From like the production of like steel and like cement and all these different products. So there's gonna have to be multiple companies made to figure out how to reduce emissions from those tasks as well, So there's hundreds of companies like you can like that I'm currently looking to work for or to invest in as well. Specifically, I think that it is tough to say because a lot of like the basic companies, like the standard that are in people's minds, are so overinflated. Like one example I'll give you is like fuel cell companies, right? They've gone up like
Fuel cell.
Fuel cell.
So a fuel cell, yeah, it's
Fuel
basically like a
cells,
battery,
okay.
except it works on like it runs on like some kind of fuel that you give it. So the most common one is just hydrogen fuel. So there's like so you can run a car based on that. Like Toyota's big on that. They want to like do fuel cell technology instead of electric cars. There's like a couple advantages to that. Is that you would charge it like a normal car, or you wouldn't have to charge it. You would just give it fuel like you would a normal car, except instead of being like petroleum, it would just be hydrogen.
That'd be so the gas pumps would have to change or something.
The gas pumps would have to change to hydrogen gas pumps. However, the benefit is that hydrogen can be made fully from renewable energy, from water. So you're basically not polluting at all.
What?
Into the environment.
That's nuts.
It's pretty sick. And then it all the reaction produces is water. Because it's just hydrogen and oxygen.
But how long until we see some sort of a world where that's like possible?
Exactly. So that's the thing. And the stock went up.
Tesla came around pretty quick.
Yeah,
it did come around, but like
the thing is, Tesla
you need to like implement like these.
And Tesla actually works against it because it's a proven electric vehicle. Nowadays, like electric vehicles are kind of proven thing, right? Like every company's trying to get into it. With fuel cells now, because like they haven't like been successful yet, it's gonna be even harder for them to come in. Like Toyota just released brand new electric vehicle lines that they're making, so we're not even sure. If
there's plenty of companies like that, GM, Ford, like all these established companies.
Oh wow!
Again, because like this is just like the next part. Like it's just what's gonna be the winner.
Right, and it got so hyped up, and then it suddenly crashed. Like 50-60%. So it's like not the worst time to invest right now because there's other people just look at it like, oh, electric vehicles, and like it's probably not going to happen. But there's so many stationary applications of fuel cells. Like Plug Power, for example, is working with Amazon to like power its like cranes and lifts.
Right, that's definitely a company I've been watching.
Yeah,
Plug Power.
Plug is like its name.
And what do they use?
Yeah,
they use hydrogen or electric.
To run like cranes and different lifts at Amazon warehouses. So it blew up a lot because of that.
That's
crazy.
crazy.
And then there was like some scandals around it, so it lost a ton of its value, and it's starting to rebound
and
again.
It's also just gotten hyped up, and like a lot of investors see that as just like renewable, like everything that's like even a part of that Tesla.
Like they see like next
plug,
Tesla,
like
and just
yeah,
invest
oh
and
next
go
Tesla,
up.
and they're
Exactly.
like wait, this car.
There's a big
it's
hype
like-
around just like trying to chase
Yeah.
the next Tesla nowadays,
Yeah.
you know. So it's hard to predict
Right.
specifically which one. But I mean, you look at long term with how much tech stocks have dropped recently. Like right now is like a pretty good time to like invest in
Right, you don't want to miss
cheap
this.
stocks, right? Like
See,
the
also-
future, basically, right? You're and there's a discounted price.
Right.
The thing about, and he's talking about like long term investing.
Yeah.
And the thing about long term investing
Yeah.
is like you want to just be like right over like time. So if you're looking to make a long term investment, maybe you start with like if you don't think it's exactly the right price, you at least put a little bit towards it, just in case like it goes up, you know, and you don't miss like the hype around it. But like definitely do put like some money in. And don't miss like the like go up because it might not fall to the price that you think like it will
Right.
in like the end. So
One of the big keys to long term investing is to have a very like a solid plan and stick with it. You know, you can be looking at your phone, like checking the price on a day to day basis,
Right.
like, ooh, should I sell? Should I sell? Like you have to be like, all right, like I believe in this company, I'm gonna invest in it from like a 5 to 10 year period or whatever time span you give it, and you just have to do it regardless of like you can, you know, make slight changes according to new information, you know, that's presented to you of course. But overall
Right.
you wanna really try to stick with your game plan and not like fall into like the subtle traps of just having to like, trade it day to day, you know, because it could fall, it could go
The
up.
FOMO.
Yeah, exactly. And you just want to have a consistent game plan.
but that would be the reason that you'd want to trade long options on it, if like anything. If you believe in that and you believe in that in like a year time frame, then like why not like bet on it like that? You know,
That's
sell a
you can
long
make
term
a
put.
lot more money.
I sell puts on like a week to a week, like 2 week basis. But like if you're positive about a stock and like you can do that, like just because like there's a time aspect will increase like the amount of return that you could have to it. So do
Right.
both
You
potentially.
can reach a lot. And I didn't know about this. So before me and Roy started talking about this regularly, we had our different strategies. He had his short-term trading strategies, and I was just a long-term investor. I would just try to do research into companies and find it. But you know, even if you do believe in like a long-term company, there's so much potential to be made just by doing, like he said, selling puts. Where you know, even if let's say you lose on a specific week, right, and the stock drops below your price,
Right.
then you can just hold the stock because you believe in it to go back up, right?
Right.
So you can just hold it till it goes back up, and then continue to sell more puts on it from like
Right.
whatever lower price.
Because selling puts, people pay you a premium to just take on like the risk, and like you already have a certain
wow.
money given to you, and then they're like basically like, here, please take this stock. That's basically what they're doing, and we'll pay you for it actually.
They're begging you.
It's just like it just
yeah, that changes your mindset when you think about it. Like you're literally getting paid to buy a stock.
yeah, it's
So
like
you're already willing to buy it
please,
regardless.
sir, like have this stock. Like I don't want this anymore.
Yeah, that's
Right. If
crazy.
you lose, like, oh well, I guess I bought the stock that I was gonna get anyway.
And somebody paid me to do it. So, like, it just
Yeah, the one downside is you can't just do it like with $50. You do need to buy like a full contract, right?
Right.
Of 100 stocks. So it's need to have a
Gotcha.
certain amount of money to be able to do it, and if you lose, then you have to buy
Yeah.
all 100 of the stocks, right?
Right.
But if you have like when you're at that level and you can like just put buy a couple of those contracts with puts on it, and then if you lose, just hold it. Then your goal
How
you make
much
so
would
much
that
money.
be?
How much
Like,
would that
so
be?
if you're
Like,
talking
if
about
you,
like the company that we were looking at earlier, which was Workhorse, which was like around $8 or $9, you just take whatever the company's price is and multiply it out by 100, and that's like how much you're gonna have to like roughly put in to like insure it at like a certain price.
Workhorse is such a good example because its stock's
Okay.
only $8. you
Yeah,
know?
that's like what I like, and that's originally why
Yeah.
I found it, is because like I like didn't like have like too much money into like this at that point because I was just like a little like hesitant about it, but I just believe like there was a good
Right.
chance that like and that's also like affordable, and like we can do that if we put in like just like a few hundred or something.
Like you can't trade options with Amazon. You gotta have like $100,000.
Right.
Yeah, and the return isn't even.
Yeah.
We're talking. I trade this company also because like the return on it. If we talk strictly percentages about it, like the return on this is like way better than like putting a bunch of money on Amazon. Like the return on that would be like less than 1% a week, whereas this one was like sitting around 8 at one point. Like it's just
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
And you have to put in less money.
Dang. So what is your favorite like
way to invest?
way to invest if you had to choose?
Definitely would want to do like selling some puts, and like that's where I keep like a lot of my money, and like there's I love like long-term investing as well, so you definitely need to have like a good split in your portfolio, but it's just like you should be like definitely into like the options market. Like that's a good chance to make money. That's what I kind of want to introduce to like people on the show, because like a lot of people think about stocks like just the most basic way. You can buy it and hold it, and if you bought it below where you had it, then you like make money, and if you don't, then you like lost money, and like that's just not true. Like there's so much more possibilities out there.
I mean, dude, I've learned a bunch already, and like so I'm sure any of the people that are listening that don't know too much about it, I'm sure they've learned some things as well, and that's why we do this.
We definitely just want to have people
because
like,
we're here to educate.
People. And like you first you have to learn like how like these things work.
Stop trying to kick me off the show.
Like, actually like trade like certain stocks. You can. The thing is like once you know like what you're doing, that's like the fun part. Like then you can go find stocks that you think are gonna work with that. And what we want is like people to like tell us about stuff like that, and like if like they have a stock in mind that like could potentially like go off like that, cheap to buy, like we definitely like that's gonna like help everybody,
Yeah, so going on that, what do you think?
Dude, and we could even Go ahead.
Some other stocks are, for someone like, in our demographic can sell puts in, or like what are some good examples?
Well, I was doing it on AMC for a while because like they were just like, they're part of like you want to find something like okay, there's like plenty of stocks that are worth like $8, but like the thing is you want stocks that are worth $8 and have like a good return as well. So
and that's based on volatility.
Volatility. So like companies that are consistently going like in crazy ways, but like you got to find like certain price targets where you aim at, and you're just like it's not going to go below here, and then you bet on that it's not going to go below there, and then you sell the options at that point. And like that's what we're kind of like looking for, and like that's when you like sell puts, and then like you get the passive money over time at that point. So I like AMC, I like Workhorse, and like I've been rotating in and out on that. I've been looking at like a few other like companies that I was looking at Ballard, which is also part of this like energy.
That's a fuel cells company.
Yeah,
right?
Fuel cells company, and like just like everything like that people are grouping as like electric or clean energy or something like that. Like that got like hit hard, but like these are all like
that makes it more volatile though at the same time. So
that's why these stocks are in play right now. It's actually like not really good for us if like the stock's just kind of boring.
Right.
That's like when you don't want to trade.
Right.
Or like you would maybe want to trade it. I don't know. Like I just kind of want to see some like money up here.
I mean, but
like,
right.
$1 a week and just be like nice.
Hell yeah. You couldn't even buy a pack of gum.
They'd turn you away with the amount of money you could. If you trade like Ford, like the amount of money that you could like get with that on like a weekly return is maybe like enough to buy one gumball.
Is it even like a 1% return?
No, it's like less than like a 1/10 of a percent.
Oh wow.
There's just because it's just like all right, like we know Ford's not going to go below like $7.
Right.
Like we've seen this for like 5 years. Like,
so
it's not going below it.
Okay, so I feel like something that's kind of interesting is like you guys know Bernie Madoff, of course.
Yeah,
right?
dude, he's my buddy.
Ponzi scheme
he's actually
guy.
right here. He's walking in. Hey, Bernie.
He's actually.
He's here. Oh my gosh, he's all crippled walking in.
Creeping in the shadows.
What do you guys think like in terms of like why was he so successful in his Ponzi scheme compared to like I don't know, I just feel like he went a long time doing it, like how was he able to do that? Because wasn't it, and hear my what I think it is, and then correct me on any mistakes I make. So basically he was like a financial advisor, right? And he would take people's money and then he would invest it, or would he invest it, or would he just like kind of take their money and then like give it to the people, and then take more people's money, give it to his clients, so the people that were, but if you're at the very bottom, you're fucked, right?
Yeah,
essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I mean, that was the worst explanation ever. So
You got it. Very well, yeah. That's like what a Ponzi scheme does, right? It's like a pyramid scheme, basically, where it's like you take money from people under you, and then you convince them to take money from the below people underneath them, right? And just on and
pyramid
on.
scheme.
Yeah, so the people at the top make all this money because they've collected it all from the bottom. but everyone at the bottom eventually is just gonna realize like, wow, there's no one
there's no money
off of.
Yeah.
You know? So like I don't know exactly how Bernie Madoff did it, but what he did that really got him into trouble versus other people is that he messed with rich people basically.
Yeah.
Like he conned a lot of rich people
Right.
into giving him money.
And then that's when like the good
Isn't that
lawyers
what the
show
Wolf
up
of
to
Wall
catch
Street
people.
did?
Yeah.
When who shows up?
The good
When who
lawyers.
shows up?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, he
yeah.
went to jail like
Well,
lifetime.
isn't that what,
Yeah,
Like,
lifetime
never heard
sentence,
of for like
you know?
financial crime.
Yeah. Well,
Did he kill himself?
Didn't he kill himself?
No, he just died of like
Yeah.
old age
Oh
recently.
dang.
Yeah.
Oh dang! It's dude. His story's so fucked up because his son committed suicide after hearing about it or whatever.
Or I wonder.
But who knows like who in the family was a part of it.
right.
You know what I mean? Like, but I guess you couldn't go up to like he had one floor. Like, how suspicious is that? No one's asking questions. There's one floor where no one can go up there but him. Like, what the
Wouldn't
hell?
it be at some point that somebody walks up there and is like, can I like check this out? Like, what do you got going on up here?
Yeah.
You know, unless he's just like, no, get away, I gotta change.
Yeah, it's
Right.
right. He's even the janitor. He fucking there's a new janitor every time one goes up there to clean it. You know, gotta get rid of
We
him.
haven't seen that.
It's just
yet.
like
What happened?
what happened. So what like compared to because the Wolf of Wall Street, that was a huge movie and real life event that happened.
What's his name again?
What's his name again?
Jordan Belfort.
Yeah.
Jordan Belfort. What did he do? Like,
He did something different.
was it the same exact thing?
What he would do is he was like the ultimate Wall Street shark. Like he started this firm where
Sounds sick.
yeah, he
Sounds
hired all these
sick.
like salespeople that he would teach them to basically first like gain the trust of their customer by selling them some basic stocks, AT&T, your regular stocks, are guaranteed to have returns, and then slowly he would try to tease them into buying penny stocks, basically, which
Right.
are like very, very small stocks that have incredibly high volatility, but at the same time they have really high returns for like your broker as like being the person who's like
Right,
investing.
because like he's the middleman and he's
It's
able
like
to make
cryptos.
money off the
Right.
sale. of it, and,
So
like,
he doesn't care if they lose money or not.
he's just like
he makes
looking out for him.
such a large percentage whenever
Right.
whenever any of his
Gotcha.
clients invest in penny stocks.
Right.
So he would gain their trust, get them to, especially with rich people. Like his whole thing was trying to con rich people to gain like their trust and then get them to invest in more and more dangerous and risky stocks with higher and higher returns. And then one day, when they lost their money, he just said, "Well, sorry, it
Yeah,
happens. The way it goes.
it's what's up.
Yeah.
Dang, that's nuts,
Can't help you."
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
so that,
dude. And
no,
Go ahead.
It lasted a long time until there was a article done by the Wall Street Journal on him, which gained like a lot of publicity about his firm. I forget what it's called. It's in the movie.
Right.
What his,
Wall Street.
The Wolf of Wall
his
Street?
firm
Oh,
called. There's like a lion
damn.
logo,
Oh.
but yeah. So they made an article on him, and then
Staten Oakmont,
yeah,
right?
I
Yeah,
think so.
yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
Staten
Yeah, and then
Oakmont.
so then a lot of legislators
Dang,
got
man.
into it and like started like figuring out that he's basically just conning people into investing in like these risky stocks, the
Right.
complete
Yeah.
things that you're supposed to do as an
Even had
investor.
Steve Madden.
He even had Steve Madden. Like,
What was he even doing?
what was he even doing with Steve Madden? Like, because
Probably
isn't
partying.
he a designer? That guy.
Probably just like reselling them and
Loaded.
stuff. But
Dang. And then Steve.
Dang. And then Steve Madden. I remember a part in the movie like where he was basically. I don't know what you would call it. I'm sure you guys would know, but like he was like Steve Madden. I don't know if he was selling all of his stocks or something, but he was basically fucking Jordan
he was, like,
Jordan's
shorting
company.
Oh really?
Right.
like betting on his.
No
yeah.
way.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was like in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nuts. He was on his yacht, and then they have to like turn around and like go all the way back. Yacht ends up like catching on fire or sinking, but all he cares about is finding his lewds.
Yeah, that is a really good movie. I think that kind of like
Dude, great movie.
brings us to our next part, which is the outro skit.
The outro skit.
Yeah.
The outro skit.
Yes, sir.
It's,
Yes, sir.
it's just around the
And-
right time where I think like, I was thinking about someplace in like, right next to Ukraine,
Yeah, where Vladimir Putin
Okay,
gets so naked, shirtless on his horse and flexes big muscles on everyone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
a tornado
Okay.
comes through.
Okay.
Okay, so you're in Ukraine.
Yeah, you're in
Is that what you
Ukraine
said?
and Vladimir Putin's there with you shirtless.
Yeah,
And a
he's
tornado's
flexing on his
coming.
horse. Like, I'm
All right,
fucking
and he-
Vladimir
and-
Putin. I own this place.
Yeah. And a tornado's coming.
Dude.
Okay, and tornadoes coming.
Okay, and tornado's coming. But is the tornado Vladimir Putin
It's a metaphor.
or no?
For Vladimir Putin.
It's a metaphor
Okay.
for Vladimir Putin.
The
And,
tornado.
and it's coming in, and we're also like a part of like this.
And he's spinning like this. He's spinning around in circles. And
And
he's
he's
like, woo,
yelling in Russian,
like trying to
but we
freak
can
you
hear it
out.
somehow.
Yeah, in Russian.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
What do
yeah,
I do?
What do you do
I'll tell you
in
what
that
I do.
circumstance? Like, we're all in that circumstance. So,
I-
like, tornadoes bearing down.
Wait, where are we?
We're in,
We're in
train
Ukraine, but, like,
station in
where-
Ukraine,
like,
and,
are we-
Vladimir Putin's
Okay,
just pulled up.
okay.
You know something funny, bro? You're like literally explaining the plot of Kyle's Hero game Escape from Tarkov. It's like a warfare stage Ukraine.
What is it?
Like Russia. It's literally this game my friend and I play. It's called Escape from Tarkov, and it's literally about like.
Oh
in
my
Ukraine, You're
gosh.
just like a
Stealing the
fucking
plot.
mercenary, coming in like killing people, looting shit, and trying to get out.
Right. After
It's
like
a whole-
post-apocalypse or like nobody's there.
Not even a pop. It's just like a war tornado
Yeah.
or something.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
This is what I do.
this is what I do, man. I does he have like a sword
Have a sword.
or
Yeah,
like?
you know, he's Putin. He's on
Yeah,
the-
because it's
Yeah,
just
he's on
him,
his-
right?
He's
He's not.
on his horse,
There's
he's about to go get it.
And there's no guards.
and there's no guards or anything like that, right?
I mean, there might be some Russian.
Okay,
things
now that we
you
know.
can get on the side, you know, some drones ready to
Well,
pick it up,
dude,
but
at
for now,
that point,
he's by himself.
Yeah, for now.
Okay, yeah.
okay, yeah, and he's on a horse.
You hear the horse galloping.
This is what I do.
This is what I do.
This is what I do.
Do I have?
Do I have anything
You
or no?
have, yes, you have one
An apple.
and
Then I do this.
Then I do this.
I get
I get on one knee
and I bow my head.
and I bow my head and I offer the apple to the horse. The horse then takes a liking to me, realizing that I'm a kinder soul than Vladimir Putin. Tosses Vladimir Putin off. While Vladimir Putin falls, he drops his sword. I snag the sword as it's coming down and slay him.
and then the tornado kind of just stops because like the greater evil has been like slayed.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And that's a plot
Right,
to
that's
another
the
movie.
perfect
Oh.
ending. It's like fucking Troy.
Yeah,
Brad Pitt.
right.
Did you guys watch Troy? The Netflix series?
No, I don't think so. The Netflix series?
Not the Netflix. series.
Oh, bro, it's so good.
Yeah. Is it good though?
Oh,
It's so good.
yeah, dude, it's so good. Oh my gosh, it's called the like Fall of the City,
Okay.
and it's Troy. But yeah, bro, it's sick.
Times back then.
What like do you think they had like a stock exchange, or was it just the
They
marketplace?
definitely had like exchanges, but it was just like a barren market.
They didn't even have banks really. Like centralized banking wasn't a thing until like 300 AD. They would just like trade.
It was just like a trade
goods.
economy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, you want an orange? Yeah, give me a watermelon.
For a
Yeah,
root?
like, I'll give you fucking these fruits for shoes. You know,
Yeah.
that type of a deal.
Yeah, I'll give you an apple and you can have sex with my daughter.
No,
That's
you
some
can
weird
buy
shit.
her.
You
You
know,
can buy
like,
my daughter for 2 apples.
yeah, dude,
Marry her.
that's so
Dude,
nuts.
if you want to
like-
marry her, you have to pay 3 apples. Like, take your price.
Dude, what a fucking douchebag dad to just for 3 apples. But if it was the son is the you know, he's the
So
bloodline.
you'd have to trade him
You
for
carry on the
4,
name.
like socks.
No, you
You
don't
go-
trade
you
him.
gotta find him a wife. You know. So
You're right.
You
Well,
gotta
you
find
could-
your own apples.
Yeah,
Right, Cam.
You're right,
So-
right.
you're right.
Sounds
You buy
I
your
really
own
have to
woman.
work my ass off this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to go get my own apple.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Alright, let me give you guys this.
All right, let me give you guys a scenario. Okay. All right, and this will be the last little thing. Okay. So
You're in
you're in Madagascar, right? And you don't have any money, and you're really hungry, and there's they have like stalls or whatever, where they sell like fruits and whatnot, and you just snag an apple, right? But police officer sees you, because if you get like, they have one prison there, and this is true, they have one prison there, and it's meant for 800 people. Right now there's 3,000 people in there, right? so and they put you in there with if you stole an apple, you're in there with rapists, murderers. Like,
Gosh.
it doesn't. Yeah. So,
That's the worst.
and their what do you call it? Their sewer system, like it's not hidden. Like it's just like out there. They got rats.
And you're
It's
saying
literally.
we're in there.
What's up?
And you're saying we're a part of this ecosystem?
Yeah. So you just get put in, right? And and listen to this. They actually don't even have computers. Everything is recorded by paper and pencil.
Okay.
Dude, it's the worst prison ever. And so okay, and every night you have to sleep, like spooning literally the man in front of you, and then every hour.
Yeah, that's wild.
Well, then every hour they make you. This is true. They make you like turn, so you have to like get up and turn and spoon the other person.
Why are we here? Do we have any special powers? Can I leave?
You have no special powers, but a man that you are spooning with offers you. He says, "Hey, me." He's like, me and a few of my boys. We've been planning to break out of here. We're gonna go in 2 nights from now. But there's a high likelihood that you're gonna get shot. And you actually wait 5 years. So you can either wait the 5 years.
That's your sentence.
Right.
To find out how long you're going to be sentenced for. Because
so
that's
it's
what
just
It could just be like even worse than that.
exactly, dude. They put you in there, and it can go up to 5 years without you ever hearing, like what your sentence is.
Yeah, I guess I'm breaking out with this guy. Yes.
Yeah, you're gonna try,
What's his
right?
Plan? Is he just trying to draw?
Well, he
like,
asks
a
you
map?
he asks you to devise a plan. He
Uh,
says you're from America, opportunity.
Mm.
Where
Can I
is it?
just draw like a map of like the area and then sneak out through the sewer?
I mean, it's not that big of an area, but it's
It's
a-
800 people facility.
it's 800 people. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I do have an advantage where you guys go. I have seen Prison Break.
Right.
Have you ever
Oh,
seen that show?
yeah, I've seen Prison Break.
So
Michael
good.
Schofield.
Right.
Oh yeah,
It's
dude.
like what you're actually describing exactly seems like the Mexican prison that he was in.
Dude,
over there.
but except for dude, trust me, this is not even Mexican prisons look like, just the best prison in the world compared to this piece of shit, dude. I'm not kidding. This is
Damn,
it's the biggest piece of shit I've ever seen.
So
you can find
really
it on
don't
YouTube.
want to be here then.
So would the question
No.
is, would we risk our lives?
You risk it, but you don't know. You could you don't know if it's gonna be for 5 years, like till they
Could be
find
like
like.
25
But it
years.
could be.
Like I
Yeah,
stole
it could
a lot
be.
of apples at that point.
And you can't contact the U.S. Embassy or some shit like that.
Right. Yeah, you don't have contact
Okay.
with. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, probably gonna do my best here to just run out. I'd run out and I'd run really fast and I'd try to hide behind walls and stuff and
I thought you would walk.
No, I'd kind of
No,
crawl.
kidding.
I'd be confident.
I'd crawl at some point because I want to stay under the laser beams that are in there.
Here's what you
Bro,
do.
you think they got laser beams here?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
They got laser beams in there. They're just
They have,
not
dude.
right.
They actually have those old it literally looks like a musket. Like these old fucking guns. One guy has one. The other have these big wooden clubs.
So
That's it.
So they don't really have. Oh, so it's just they're gonna beat your ass down. Right? They're not even
Gosh.
They're gonna beat. Oh, dude, they're gonna beat you with the wood and then throw you in one of the I don't know what you call it, but when you get punished there, it's this cell. Listen to this.
Like the
it's
solitary
this cell. What?
The solitary cell?
The solitary cell. Yeah, there's 3 of them,
Gosh.
and it's probably as big as okay, so where that Calvin Klein flag starts close to you.
Right.
So right there to the wall, on the right or my right. Yeah, where you just
Wow,
looked.
That's
Yeah, it's super small, and there's no window except for way up top. But there's bugs in there, and they don't even have or they might have a small bucket for your if you got to take a shit or whatever. And that's so you just lay on this hard cement. So
God.
You risk getting put in there for however long they want. You risk getting shot, or you hope that within those 5 years, it happens earlier and you get to leave.
Yeah, it's still just get out of the cage and start running, man. Hopefully they shoot me instead.
Yeah, at that point.
Bro, I mean, I'm not
This
trying to
is
spoon
bad.
you for like 5 years straight.
Yeah,
Spooning these guys.
I think it would help that we're, U.S. citizens. Be like, actually, we're from the U.S., so we're like walking money bags, So you just let us out real
That's
quick,
true.
We'll give you.
Yeah.
That's what they said. Yeah, they actually, if you have like family outside of there that knows you're there, hopefully they know you're there, because if they can give you money and stuff and whatnot. But dude, it's so like
Remote.
not like Madagascar as a country itself and the government, like it's so organized. They
Well, yeah, it's just a fucking rainforest.
Yeah.
So.
yeah.
Not a lot of government there.
Yeah, just a bunch of birds.
Dude, I don't know. You're kind of describing like the worst
I don't know,
scenario.
maybe a
ever.
bunch of lemurs will fly in from the sky
Yeah.
and start like an attack, and
The
it'll
wo-
be like the perfect timing we need to escape.
Right.
There are like
There was
millions
a
of lemurs flying around from the trees there. You never
That is
know.
true. Yeah, you make friends with the lemurs.
You never know, bro.
And then you can
become one with
telecommunicate with
nature,
them.
and they'll come save you. Yeah, exactly. Telecommunicate with the animals.
And then, like,
attack
they
you.
kind of just come in. They're like about saving us, and
Dang,
we
that
fed
would
them
be
all
it.
of our apples that we had one day.
There you go. Yeah.
Dude, okay, hell yeah. So similar to how I ended mine, you befriend the animal.
Exactly. Always the answer.
It always
Oh.
ends in the kind-hearted. Yeah,
I guess we learned an important lesson. Nature is important.
we did. We definitely learned important lessons about stocks. Maybe a little bit about cryptos. Chemical engineering, and then we also learned about being in shitty prisons. So.
Yeah,
Very cool.
the best of the best right here.
But hell yes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode. I know I did.
This was a great
what
podcast. And
Yeah?
look forward
Hell yeah.
to hearing from you guys.
I really enjoyed it having Audit on too. Audit, you
Thank
make a
you,
good
I
a
appreciate
good
it,
addition.
John.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
I'm sure
man,
we'll be able to we'll keep building on this and have like a lot
Hell yeah.
more,
Right.
interesting conversations. We get a lot deeper into this. We covered a lot of like the stuff we usually talk about, but
Mhm.
there's always so much more that we have
Definitely.
that we can go into.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
And like we want to make it. We want to be smarter every single time, and make everybody around us smarter. 'Cause
And one book recommendation if you have to give one. Well, I'll give one.
Principles by Ray Dalio. That's where I
Okay.
started to think about all this.
there.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not.
The-
That's the Big Crisis by Ray Dalio.
Yeah.
I'm a big Ray Dalio fan.
Ray Dalio,
The-
that's the guy to start off.
He's the guy, huh?
He's
Ray Dalio.
definitely will help learn stuff.
What about you, Audit?
I would say this is a book that really got me into just trying to become the most efficient, best person I can. So I would say the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Oh hell yeah.
I think it's by
Stephen Colby or
yeah, Kobe
something.
right? So
Yeah.
that is one of my I still think about the habits, the independent and the interdependence habits. As you get to being
Right.
fully the maximum functional person that you can be. It's such a great start. Just
Right.
learn all the building blocks you need to become the best version, the most efficient version.
100%.
Right.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
about
that's
you?
so
What about
important.
you? Yeah.
I would have to say it's so hard to choose one. Like either The 48 Laws of Power or How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale
Those are
Carnegie.
both stellar books.
I have read
Yeah.
How to Win Friends and Influence People.
I've read
It's good,
both
huh?
of
Yeah,
those.
it's
Those
such
are
a good book.
both must-read books.
Ever since I read that book, I started realizing, wow, I never remember a single person's name. They must think I'm
Dude,
such a douche.
right?
Yeah, I never
I'm so
thought
bad at
about it.
that.
Even though it's such an obvious thing, I just always forget people's names, and I've always made a conscious effort since then to always remember every person's name.
Right.
It definitely makes the person feel good,
Or just making the
they-
person feel special in any sort of way.
Right.
Definitely one of the things I pulled
how are you
from that is,
doing? that kind of
just,
thing.
anything like that. Just the simplest
And then-
things can do it.
You kiss their hand like that, how you doing?
Right.
No, I like to the European style, one kiss on each cheek.
But they
I
try
like
to
that
match
too.
you as well, and sometimes it doesn't go well because they go the wrong way. And you just give them. Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they all always do the right way. The Europeans, they've got it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just like one of them, starts it, and like the other one's just kind of like, damn.
I do think
Yeah, I guess we're
I do
doing
think
this.
I think the Parisians are a little snubby though.
Mm.
I think they're high society. So if there's any baguettes out there listening, just know that you're nothing but a piece of bread.
Wow. Ouch.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, then with their Napoleon, their freedom and ideas of revolution, chopping off everybody's heads.
Yeah, Talleyrand. I think he was part of their parliament at some point.
Right.
Yeah, it was like the
I don't
fucking
know.
black book that guy had. What's his name? He would like literally just be a black book, and every person's name he wrote would get their heads chopped off in a guillotine.
Oh, what?
Oh, man.
Yeah, you don't know about this? The French Revolution. It's like one of the most bloody
right.
conflicts ever.
Who had the black book?
I forget his name, man. It's coming, but there at one point the leader of the French Revolution, he started going insane. He started thinking he was like a god. Like he made like a crazy statue to himself, and like not even a statue.
Was it Napoleon?
It was like a mountain, and he would like come onto the mountain and present himself as god. Like it was wild.
What the heck?
Yeah, he's crazy. And he had like a black book full of like people that he just wanted to kill. Because in the French Revolution, there's so much instability because they destroy the government structure. There's like besides the U.S., there's been no example of this.
So you gotta like get rid of like the other people.
Yeah, anyone that opposed
Right.
it, just like journalists, anything,
Wow.
someone that's just
He must be neutralized.
Yeah,
Like Russia. They do it over there.
exactly.
Right.
Still.
Right.
Fucked.
I guess. But I feel like that's right there a great place to like leave off. So thank
Of
you
course.
guys for coming on.
Thank-
and
Mm-hmm.
it's been great having you guys on.
Yeah,
and
thanks for
look forward to
hosting,
the
man.
next one.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Hell yeah.
Episode 1.
In the bag.
Peace out.
See ya.
Perfect. Perfect, guys.